Ms. Zilch here. So for this week's art activity, well, at least one of them is creating an origami heart. So I have created a video for you to follow along to create your very own origami hearts. Hope you enjoy. All right, to make the origami heart, first you need a square piece of paper. I have a rectangle, so to make it square, I just take a corner and line it up with the edge of the paper. And just like that. Try to get it as perfect as you can. It'll make origami a little easier. And then you can either like trace line and cut it, or I just cut it. Just make sure you do not cut this flap too. This one. So now I can put that to the side. And I have a square piece of paper now. Try your best to ignore that crease. You don't need that one. But what we need to do is take the bottom, fold it to the top. Just like that. Open it back up so you have a horizontal crease. And then we're gonna take it, fold it again. So take the side now, fold it to that side. Oh, that wasn't that great. That's okay, mistakes happen. So then we fold that and then open it up, and you should have like a big cross, just like that. Next one I'm going to do, we're gonna take the bottom edge and we're gonna connect it to that horizontal line in the middle. So I'm gonna take this and connect it there. Make sure you crease it pretty well. And we're gonna flip it over. So once you see that, you see that we have this line here and this line here. My folded part is down here. So now what I'm going to do, this is where it kind of makes it look like paper airplane. I'm going to take these two sides, the bottom two corners, fold them to that middle crease. So there's my middle crease. I'm going to fold it to my middle crease. Do the best I can. Anytime you're doing origami, you want to make sure you have really nice creases. All right, so you can kind of see you have my flaps here. You should have two little triangles there. Now I'm going to flip it over. So you should have the arrow pointing down, got a little pocket there. And then we're gonna take these two flaps and fold them to that center crease again. So I'm gonna take this. Pause the video as much as you need while I'm doing this. Everything should be lining up pretty well unless you didn't have a perfect square, and I didn't have a perfect square for my last one. I still did okay. So now I have this shape. I have this shape that has like these two squares, two triangles, and that big triangle. So now what I'm going to do is these two squares, the corners of these two squares, we're gonna fold them in to connect with that point. So I'm gonna take this point, connect it with that point. Nice crease. Then again on the other side. A heart is symmetrical, so a lot of things we're doing on both sides, which makes sense. And a nice crease, just like that. So you should have something that looks similar to this. Next, we're going to take this point and connect it with that bottom point. You don't have to crease this one that much yet, okay? So just kind of connect it. It's not gonna be completely flat. And what we're gonna do from here, I'm using construction paper, so it's pretty thick. But what we're gonna do, this is where it can get a little tricky. Don't push it down all the way yet. What we're gonna do though, is we're gonna push this part in and then push this part out, like that. We can kind of do it to both sides if you want, okay? And then we're gonna just push down. You want this line to make a nice vertical line up, not tilted like that. So we want to make it just a nice straight vertical line. Like that. Now we can really fold it down really nice and hard. Okay, so you have something that almost looks like a little bow tie here. You have two squares like that. Okay, next what we're gonna do is if you open this, you'll see like there's a little pocket in there. We're gonna use that pocket to help keep this part of the heart flap inside. So you're gonna take this and put this corner piece inside that little pocket. That's what's gonna kind of help it hold together and make it flatter. All right, so you should have something that looks like that. It's starting to look a little more like a heart, which I'm liking. So the next thing we're gonna do is take these two corners, and you might have predicted this, and we're gonna connect it with that little point right there. So we take this, fold it in, then I'm gonna take this side and fold it in. Yeah, mine's not perfect, but that's okay. All right, and I have then a heart.